From the battlefield to the broadcast studio, from war zones to political debates, Pete Hegseth's journey is anything but ordinary. Soldier, commentator, controversial voice. Is he a patriot shaping the narrative, or a figure dividing opinion? Stay with us as we uncover the full story behind Pete Hegseth. Peter Brian Hegseth, widely recognized as Pete Hegseth, was born on June 6, 1980, in Forest Lake, Minnesota, into a middle-class American family that valued discipline, education, and patriotism, elements that would later define much of his public identity and career trajectory. And from an early age, he displayed a strong inclination toward leadership, intellectual engagement, and civic awareness, growing up in an environment that emphasized responsibility and ambition. He attended Forest Lake Area High School, where he was known not only for his academic competence but also for his active participation in extracurricular activities, particularly those involving leadership and teamwork, traits that would later serve him both in the military and in media. After high school, he enrolled at Princeton University, one of the most prestigious academic institutions in the United States, where he pursued a Bachelor of Arts degree in politics, immersing himself deeply in political theory, American governance, and the philosophical underpinnings of democracy. And during his time at Princeton, he became involved in conservative student organizations, eventually serving as the publisher of the Princeton Tory, a conservative student-run publication, which marked one of his earliest public engagements with political discourse and ideological advocacy, reflecting his growing alignment with conservative thought and his willingness to articulate and defend his views in a competitive, intellectual environment. Following his graduation from Princeton in 2003, Hegseth made a pivotal decision that would shape the course of his life, choosing to serve his country by joining the United States Army National Guard, a move driven by a combination of patriotic duty and a desire for real-world experience beyond academia. And soon after enlisting, he underwent rigorous military training that tested both his physical endurance and mental resilience, preparing him for the challenges that lay ahead. His military service included deployments to Guantanamo Bay, Iraq, and Afghanistan, where he served in various capacities including as an infantry officer, and during these deployments he was exposed to the harsh realities of warfare, including combat situations, the complexities of modern military operations, and the psychological toll that conflict can take on soldiers, experiences that would later inform his perspectives on foreign policy, national security, and veterans issues. His time in Iraq, particularly during the surge period, placed him in a high-stakes environment where leadership, quick decision-making, and adaptability were essential, and he earned commendations including the Bronze Star Medal, a recognition of his service and performance under challenging conditions, which further reinforced his public image as a decorated veteran and credible voice on military matters. After returning from active duty, Hegseth transitioned into advocacy for veterans, becoming the executive director of Vets for Freedom, an organization that supported the military mission in Iraq and Afghanistan and aimed to provide a platform for veterans to share their experiences and perspectives with the American public. And through this role, he began to develop his skills as a communicator and public speaker, engaging with media outlets, policymakers, and grassroots audiences, effectively bridging the gap between military experience and civilian understanding. His growing visibility in political and media circles eventually led him to pursue further education, enrolling at Harvard University's John F. Kennedy School of Government, where he earned an academic endeavor that complemented his practical experiences with a deeper understanding of policy analysis, governance, and public administration. Although his time at Harvard also highlighted ideological tensions, as his conservative views often contrasted with the more liberal environment of the institution, reinforcing his identity as a vocal advocate for his beliefs. Hegseth's career trajectory took a significant turn as he entered the world of media, leveraging his military background and political insights to establish himself as a commentator, and he became increasingly associated with conservative media platforms, eventually joining Fox News as a contributor and later as a co-host on programs such as Fox and Friends Weekend, where he gained national recognition for his commentary on political, cultural, and military issues, presenting himself as a straightforward, unapologetic voice that resonated with a significant segment of the American audience. His media presence was characterized by strong opinions, often aligning closely with conservative political figures and policies, including outspoken support for Donald Trump, which further elevated his profile while also attracting criticism from those who viewed his commentary as polarizing or overly partisan. And throughout his media career, Hegseth became known for addressing topics such as veterans affairs, national security, patriotism, and cultural debates, often framing his arguments within a broader narrative of American identity and values. Alongside his television work, he authored books that expanded on his ideological perspectives, including In the Arena and American Crusade, in which he articulated his views on politics, culture, and what he perceives as challenges facing the United States, blending personal anecdotes with broader political commentary, thereby reinforcing his brand as both a storyteller and a political advocate. However, his career has not been without controversy, as his outspoken style and strong positions have occasionally sparked public debate and criticism, reflecting the increasingly polarized nature of modern media and politics. And he has also been involved in discussions surrounding veterans organizations, nonprofit management, and public statements that have drawn scrutiny, illustrating the complexities and challenges of maintaining a public persona in a highly scrutinized environment. Despite these controversies, Hegseth has maintained a dedicated audience and continues to play a prominent role in conservative media, leveraging his platform to influence public discourse and engage with current events. And his journey from a small-town upbringing in Minnesota to a nationally recognized media figure underscores a narrative of ambition, resilience, and adaptability, shaped by a combination of academic achievement, military service, advocacy, and media engagement. His life story reflects broader themes of identity, service, and the intersection of personal experience with public influence, highlighting how individual trajectories can intersect with larger cultural and political movements. And as he continues to evolve in his career, whether through media appearances, writing, or public speaking, Pete Hegseth remains a figure whose impact is defined not only by his achievements but also by the conversations and debates he helps to generate, embodying the complexities of a modern public figure navigating the intersections of military service, media influence, and political advocacy in an ever-changing landscape.